Here's the complete translation of your text into English. Huge flying shadows, mystical spirals in the clouds, and other frightening and strange phenomena. This is what makes up our fascinating selection for today. You are with the Eternity Lab channel, the laboratory of timeless content, and now let's take a look at the most incredible observations that people have managed to capture around the world. Quick, let's watch. Eternity Lab. New filming technologies provide excellent opportunities to observe and understand how time and space interact on a large scale. Most people have never seen anything like this, but if you use frame-by-frame filming and point the camera at the starry sky, you can enjoy a fantastic view and rethink the existence of all living things on Earth. Just take a step up to the next level. To truly capture the essence of a phenomenon like a thunderstorm, there is no better perspective than looking at the cloud front from an airplane. Only from this height can you see the full structure of the storm clouds from all sides. Captivating, isn't it? Powerful lightning slicing the sky with enviable persistence. This is a terrifying sight, especially if you're on the road and the way home is long. The orange sky in San Francisco in 2020 looked as though the city had become part of the filming of an apocalyptic movie. The sky turned from yellow to red. This happened due to a series of powerful wildfires that filled the sky with thick smoke. So, in addition to the eerie, bloody color, the air became suffocating and poisonous. In 2020, in the densely populated municipality of Steamboat Springs in Colorado, they launched the largest single firework in the world. A shell weighing more than 1 ton shot up to a height of 1.5 kilometers and exploded into a huge fiery flower. This unforgettable event not only broke records, but it also left everyone who saw it with bright impressions for life. I just don't know what the occasion was for this mega launch. If you know, leave it in the comments. In the past, dreamers used to ask, why don't people fly like birds? And now, in the 21st century, we are flying. Parachuting is advancing and inventing new equipment to make jumps and flights safer and more exciting. Would you like to join these guys? This time before you is not a tourist raid, but an airborne landing from a military aircraft. You can tell this from the coordination and synchronicity of their actions. We have included such footage before, but you can watch flocks of thousands of birds endlessly. It is something like meditation when they begin to move with perfect synchronicity in the sky, forming incredible and unique figures and patterns.
Wow. What's really going on?
When you see something like this, it is both mesmerizing and frightening. The madness of such large flocks can make superstitious people worry because there are many ominous signs and folk beliefs related to this behavior of birds. However, there is a logical, or rather scientific justification for their gathering. Seemingly chaotic movements help birds protect themselves from predators, retain heat, and exchange information about food sources. So let's call this the bird forum.
Crazy.
The effect from the solar prism is such that reality suddenly seems to turn into a video game or a cute animation. The halo around the sun's disk is easily explained scientifically. Just like the rainbow, it is the result of light refraction passing through ice crystals and clouds. They are located at a high altitude and create a picturesque spectrum. Nature can go even further. The phenomenon when a cloud joins with a rainbow is called a scarf. These clouds occur due to the cooling and condensation of moist air that contains solid ice particles. Sunlight, directed at a right angle, refracts between the drops and ice crystals in the cloud, and a rainbow appears. Scarf clouds are formed by a powerful upward airflow directed from below to above, but its beauty is often a harbinger of bad weather. Here's another colorful collection of rainbow hallucinations, horizontal clouds. The show that ice crystals create looks inspiring and magical. You never know what you might encounter on an ordinary bike ride. A guy who was passing through Greenwood in Indiana was caught off guard by a single beam from the sky. It looked as though someone was controlling a solar flashlight. The strange beam in the clouds behaved like a directed spotlight, and no one has a clear explanation for this phenomenon. One thing is certain, even if it is just a light illusion, it looks absolutely fantastic. We are convinced that sunset or sunrise rays always point upward and therefore dissolve above us. But let's see how it can be different. Sometimes they seem to hit the opposite wall of the horizon. This phenomenon is called anti-rays. Agree? It's surprising and captivating, as if a dome of light forms above your head. In the past, people thought that such silhouettes on the sea horizon were the ghosts of sunken ships, drifting in the ocean like invisible shadows, foretelling disaster. In reality, what we see is a rare optical phenomenon. It is the reflection of an object that is beyond the reach of our field of view. The essence is the same, but there is no mystery here, just the physics of light. In the shots from the water, it seems like time and infinity decided to play with us. On one half of the frame, it is still a bright day, and the last flickers of sunset are fading, while on the other, night has fully descended, the moon is shining, and the dark sky looms. How is this possible? It's like the world is frozen between two realities, and you're right in the middle. Day and night seem to coexist simultaneously. Yes, this phenomenon can be observed in the polar regions during the summer or winter solstice, when day and night meet each other. It's amazing to observe thunderstorm clouds from afar, especially when you're flying past them in an airplane. Every time lightning strikes, the plane shakes slightly, but it is completely safe. Know this, even if lightning hits the plane directly, the pilots will keep everything under control. Just take a look. Here's proof the plane is designed for such situations. No, this is not a scene from a science fiction movie nor digital manipulation. The long cloud called Morning Glory moves across the horizon like a massive wave. These clouds, packed into a single ridge, which mixes and breathes, form a storm collar stretched 1 to 2 kilometers in height. Often it hangs 100 to 200 meters above the ground and moves at a speed of up to 60 kilometers per hour, so it seems ominous and threatening. In fact, it is. A storm follows it. Stunning photos taken from space by the Suomi satellite show more than just clouds. This is what a true natural disaster looks like from above, and only from orbit could the full power of Cyclone Freddy be seen. In the spring of 2023, it swept across the southern part of the Indian Ocean, causing destruction in several countries. Among the affected were Madagascar, Mozambique, Zimbabwe, and South Africa. One of the most unusual atmospheric phenomena is called a lens cloud. These perfectly smooth, almost artificial formations are created by airflows over elevated terrain. Those who see them often get scared, but there is no reason to worry. Just enjoy another creation of nature. One look at these powerful thunderstorm clouds makes you wonder what could have angered the heavens so much. The mesmerizing spectacle was seen by residents of the town of Laguna in Brazil. Need I add that soon after the arrival of this black cloud, a strong storm with torrential rain hit the town, and a tornado even swept through a neighboring town. In 2015, a series of photos of unusual clouds passing over the Chinese city of Foshan caused a flurry of theories. People were guessing what it was and suggesting ideas, each more absurd than the last. For example, it was suggested that it was a secret NASA project, an optical illusion, or even proof of the existence of parallel universes. However, meteorologists explained that what we saw was a superior mirage, known as Fata Morgana. This complex optical phenomenon consists of several forms of mirages and occurs when layers of air with different densities alternate in the atmosphere. They create mirror reflections. So the outlines looked so realistic because they actually reflected the outlines of real buildings. Agree, the illusion of cities floating in the sky is great as a basis for a science fiction novel or movie. When we encounter the Fata Morgana mirage and see reflections of buildings or even entire cities in the sky, we might momentarily feel like we are in a fairy tale where the laws of our world no longer apply. A troubling black smoke ring hung over an industrial city in Virginia, causing all kinds of theories among the residents. They considered all the fantastic causes except for the real explanation. An explosion occurred at a transformer station on the outskirts of the city. That's where this mysterious smoker came from. Upon seeing such a spectacle in the sky, many were genuinely frightened, and this is understandable as a massive roll of clouds doesn't promise anything good. It looks like the approach of the apocalypse. Sometimes, thunderstorm clouds take all sorts of bizarre shapes, but this cloud giant must have frightened many witnesses. Its fierce gaze seemed to pierce right through you. When a helicopter is near clouds or water droplets, light can refract through the moisture, creating sparkling rings or a rainbow halo around the propeller. So this is not a trick, but a natural phenomenon. In the sunset sky, a strange horizontal firework rushed by. The first thing witnesses thought was that it was a failed attempt to launch another spaceship, right? Almost guessed it. These strange, mesmerizing lights turned out to be the wreckage of a spacecraft that crashed over the islands in the Atlantic Ocean. The bright glow and the trail that slowly expanded were enough to make even the most skeptical people start thinking about UFO conspiracy theories. It's hard to shake that nagging thought, especially when you have no idea about the launch of the Falcon 9 rocket, which took place on December 22nd, 2017. Here are more shots from witnesses who were also lucky to witness this grand spectacle. When the Falcon 9 rocket broke apart in the atmosphere, it left bright streaks behind, resembling a meteor shower. Witnesses did not hold back their enthusiastic expressions while watching the giant procession of falling stars in the night sky.
Wow. Oh my lord. Holy it's a giant shooting star.
This optical illusion is completely real and is called the moon illusion. When the moon is low on the horizon, our brains perceive its size as much larger than when we see it high in the sky. Imagine how lucky you were to observe such a moment. Imagine you're climbing a mountain, and when you look back, you see a giant shadow with a glowing halo around it. It looks quite alarming, but in reality, you're observing a rare optical phenomenon called the Brocken ghost, or mountain ghost. When sunlight refracts through fog, it creates the illusion of a huge figure that many people may have mistaken for a ghost or an ominous sign. It's a good thing science solved this mystery long ago, otherwise we'd still be afraid to climb mountains.
You'll see the planet Venus.
An unusual astronomical phenomenon, the shadow of the planet Venus appears in front of the moon's disk, and all these enthusiastic exclamations from witnesses make it clear that hundreds and thousands of people around the world tried not to miss the show. Do you think this is smoldering coal floating through the sky? In reality, this is how the airplane cuts through the air, and its engines suddenly change the temperature and pressure around, causing water vapor to condense into these train-like clouds. The structure of clouds gives us a clear idea of the processes taking place in the atmosphere. Have you ever seen how a hole appears in the sky as if someone pierced it through? Believe it or not, this phenomenon is actually scientifically called a cloud with a hole. It occurs when a sudden change in temperature causes clouds to split. There is a visible break in the sky, and here we start fantasizing and coming up with fantastic explanations for it. The Northern Lights for some are simply a stunning natural show, but for scientists, it reveals the secrets of the universe. NASA recently sent a rocket from Alaska to study how solar wind particles interact with Earth's atmosphere. This could provide valuable information about the mystery of our planet's existence and its connection with the sun. The cute plush astronaut not only serves as a symbol of kindness, but he worked as a real technical tester for space research. In 2021, the teddy bear went to space as part of a scientific experiment at the Nottingham University branch in the Chinese city of Ningbo. The teddy bear was equipped with sensors to study microgravity and the impact of space conditions on various materials. So the choice of a toy was not just to take funny pictures, but that's exactly what they turned out to be. On the evening of December 27th, 2018, the sky over New York turned a creepy bluish-green color. People started looking for reasons and, of course, remembered UFOs. But the real explanation turned out to be much simpler. There was a powerful explosion at the Con Edison substation, which supplies electricity and gas to the region. The bright alien light was caused by a transformer discharge that ionized gases in the atmosphere, so not everything should be immediately blamed on aliens. On the evening of December 9th, 2009, a huge glowing spiral object was spotted in the sky over Norway. It rotated and gradually increased in size, becoming visible to more cities. Mystically inclined witnesses turned to conspiracy theories. Others linked the spiral light to the Northern Lights. However, the real explanation was equally surprising. The spiral in the sky was the trace of a failed launch of the Russian Bulava missile. Its wreckage, spinning, fell to the earth and created this unusual effect. Imagine you're looking at the night sky and suddenly above you appears a huge blue dragon. But this is not a mirage. It's an exciting drone show in South Korea. Thousands of glowing drones were launched over the water to form the image of this mythical creature. Amazing! What our ancestors thought was witchcraft is now called modern programming and can turn the dark sky into a canvas for fantastic paintings. An enthusiast of unusual flights named John had 170 helium balloons, from which he assembled a whole parachute and went into the sky. He managed to reach an altitude of almost 3,500 meters and safely land. Definitely, we can call John an expert in exciting adventures. And yes, some people know how to find joy in life, and they certainly have no shortage of courage.
Well, got that done, man. That was pretty good, yeah.
You ready?
Cool, yeah.
Hey. Salute.
That's all for today. Please just leave comments to support our channel and watch our previous episodes right now. Go to the channel, there's a lot of interesting content.